This film gonna have some mixed reviews. This is the epitome of doing the most at its finest. Hey everyone, it's Sharna from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Kingsman: The Golden Circle centers around Eggsy, who is getting into the groove of being a part of the Kingsmen until the headquarters is destroyed by our evil villain, Poppy, played by Julianne Moore, and it forces him to travel to the States to work with the U.S. version of the Kingsmen called the Statesmen. And basically the two partnerships or secret spy organizations basically team up to try to defeat their villain. So let's get into the characters of the movie first. So basically, Taron Egerton, he reprises his role as Eggsy, and he does great with the movie. I really enjoyed him in the first one, and he's still enjoyable in this movie as well. You can tell he has more swagger to him. He's really fitting into this gentleman role in the movie, and I really like him a part of this franchise. So one of the things that I really, really love was the Statesman. So I really enjoy just the whole vibe, the southern Kentucky vibe that the Statesman has compared to the Kingsmen. And when they first come on the screen, it's very entertaining to watch with Channing Tatum as Agent Tequila. They all have these like weird drink names, which is pretty hilarious. Channing Tatum is great as Agent Tequila. You have Jeff Bridges as their kind of head honcho Champagne, but we call him Chimp in this movie. And then you have Pedro Pascal, who plays Agent Whiskey. And then also Halle Berry is Agent Ginger Ale, who is kind of the counterpart to Merlin, played by Martin Strong. So I really, really enjoy the Statesman, and it kind of makes me feel like, would they do a spinoff with just the Statesman, or will they just keep it like Kingsman? We're just going to group everyone together. So let's get into what I didn't like about this movie. So basically, I think everyone just sat in a room. It's like, okay, you know what? Everybody really enjoyed the Kingsman. They like the silly comedy. They love the action scenes. So let's just try to do that for the second one, but let's just put that on 1,000, okay? And for me, it didn't work for me. It was just a bit too much. I think the opening of the film the action scene was amazing. That part really gauged my attention. It was like, okay, this movie's about to be real badass. Like, I'm here for it. Like let's do it. And then we kind of get into pacing problems for like maybe I would say like the next 45 minutes of the film as we're eventually reintroduced to Colin Firth's character. So I love Colin Firth in the first film. He was awesome. In this film, he doesn't get as much screen time. And for the parts that when he does get the screen time, it's kind of just like, why did we bring him back for this? Because like, if I'm not going to get who I was used to, I don't know if I really want it. And I think they just took way too much time to try to deliver that whole plot point. And where they could have went further, they didn't. And they wasted time on just details that I really didn't think was necessary for it. And then speaking to people who didn't get screen time, that's my other main issue. So for Halle Berry, Channing Tatum, and Jeff Bridges, I kind of felt as though they were like, for this new movie, let's just get a whole bunch of like A-list celebrities. Let's put them on the poster boards because this is going to get people to come in and get really amped up for the sequel. And it was kind of just like, they're barely in the movie. Like, I felt like some of these characters were very underutilized. And for some of them, especially like Channing Tatum and Halle Berry's characters, I just kind of felt like it was, let's just throw them in here, just to have them in here. But we're really just going to set them up like for a possible sequel. And it was kind of just like, but you had good actors here to actually help the movie like progress and go along. And I was just left wanting more from them. I mean, Channing Tatum, like can we stop with this misleading in these trailers? Like, these people are about to be in the movie the whole time, because he's not. He's not. He's like in a good 10 minutes, okay? 10 minutes of the movie. Not acceptable. So, also too, number one pet peeve with action movies, unnecessary like love stories in the movies. I feel like the only point of it is to just basically give the main hero like conflict. I'm trying to like save the world, but then I have all this love interest like, you know, kind of sidetracking me from what I really need to be focused on. And I just really didn't feel like this whole relationship between him and Princess Tilda, like who you saw at the end of the first Kingsman, I just feel like it was really unnecessary, unneeded. Like they could have been together, but I feel like we focused a little bit too much on their relationship, and it kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. But I think that's just mainly because that's my pet peeve with most of these like spy action movies. It's so unnecessary. So who I really love was Pedro Pascal, who is Agent Whiskey. Like that damn lasso and then the revolver scenes, like he gave me all the feels, all the action that I needed in the movie. I really, really enjoyed him and his screen time in the film. I thought he was absolutely amazing. Now let's get on to our villain, Poppy, who is played by Julianne Moore. I love Julianne Moore as an actress. I think she's absolutely amazing. But I think in this film, her character as a villain was once again underutilized like most of the other characters. You know, we saw a lot of Samuel L. Jackson in the first Kingsman movie as the villain, and I felt like her presence was missed and really needed to truly like keep building her up as this villain. And I just really felt like the material wasn't, it didn't do enough to get me to really like focus in on Julianne Moore's character. For the parts that she's in the film, she's interesting. It's a different take on a villain, kind of funny in a little way as they had in the first film. And for her henchman, Charlie, played by Edward Hallcroft, he was in the first Kingsman film, and he's her new henchman. And I felt like he was fine, but for the first one, like Sophia Boutella, she was so like badass as like the little henchman. She was actually more scary to me than Samuel L. Jackson was. I just felt like they could have did a little bit more. He kind of had the whole bionic arm thing going. I was just like, okay, I mean, we always have somebody with a bionic arm. I just wanted to see just a little bit more. For the action scenes, when the action's there, there's a lot of action, and when it's there, it's good. But I did feel like it was there in the beginning, and then it kind of showed up later towards the end. But I kind of wanted to see more. Like they went more over the top with the action, which, I mean, it was fine. It's nice to look at. But I think they needed to put more action towards the middle of the film to kind of help with the pacing, like going on. And pretty much like the movie's 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's too damn long. Like guys, you know, our attention spans are like I can't sit there for 2.5 hours in a movie. And especially if you have it dragging like the first hour of the film, I was just like, yo, wrap it up, B. Like a couple of times in the movie, I was like, oh, okay, the movie's finna end. And now it's just like, oh no, we're gonna keep going. Oh, okay. So like, I really thought like maybe a strong 30, 40 minutes could have been taken out of the movie. For me, this isn't better than the first Kingsman. I think for those of you who are going in thinking like this is going to be like 10 times better than what they brought us with the first Kingsman, I don't think you will be as happy. I think if you go in and just taking this like it's a sequel and just only focusing on this film, I think that you would have like received the film better than I did, because I was really hyped up. Like I rewatched the first one, I was just like, oh, I'm so excited. Now just like, I was let down. I would just feel like with these sequels, like stick to what worked for the first one and just keep it that way. You could throw like, you added new people in, I was cool with that. But like to then take it to like the 1000th degree, it's too much. Like stop doing it. And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a third one. And I really hope that they listen to what people say, because I really do think that this film is gonna have mixed reviews. I think for people who are just going to see nice action to laugh a little bit, they'll enjoy it. But for those who are like really into the first one, like I was, I just wasn't pleased with this movie. And for me, if I had to give my personal opinion, I would say to wait to see this film, but I'm sure most people would disagree, and that's fine. That's why we have our own personal opinions. But I'm gonna say wait, and I hope that they do better. And I hope that we get more female. Can we get some female Kingsmen? Like I know it's called Kingsman, but like, I mean, we had like the one female, and even Roxy was underutilized. I was just like, why did you guys even bring Roxy back for this? Like, disrespectful. So I just want to see more that they do with the third one, because I'm pretty sure like everything is going to get greenlit for a third Kingsman, and I'm just praying that it will be better than this letdown. So as usual, my name's Sharonda from Pair Weight. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share it with your friends, and I will see you soon.